Hey guys, Roxbox9 here with another card in the day in the life of an EDH commander. And today we're going to be talking about a card that's a long favorite of mine. And in fact, I kind of referenced it in the Avacyn Restored cards video, which you can check out from yesterday, if you're so inclined. Today's card is going to be Boseiju, Who Shelters All. I mean, come on. Its title alone is pretty sick. Sadly, its art isn't, but the title's awesome. It's a legendary land. Legendary. And it comes into play tapped. And you tap it, pay 2 life, add 1 colorless to your mana pool. If that mana is spent on an instant or sorcery spell, that spell cannot be countered by spells or abilities. Okay, let's break it down. So legendary is kind of not so important because it's EDH. 1 card in a deck is expected. It comes into play tapped. That is a bit painful because in EDH, ideally, you do not want your lands to come into play tapped on their own. Primeval Titan and other fetch versions withstanding, although even fetches themselves, the ideal fetches don't come into play tapped. I'm sorry for any noise you hear in the background. Hopefully it's not overwhelming. I cannot tell. So you pay 2 life. So come to play tapped, that's not a great thing. Of course, the land better do something cool for you. Tap, pay 2 life. Ouch. Pay 2 life every time you activate it. That's painful. Especially if you're not activating it for an instant or sorcery. Because then it's kind of just 1 colorless mana for 2 life, which is just really bad. But if that mana is spent on an instant or sorcery, that spell cannot be countered. Now this is a really big deal. Because in EDH, it is very frequent, very often, that you can play a huge spell and be thwarted by the most irritating counterspell. Or it can be even a cheap one. You spend 20 mana on something and someone spends 2 or 3 to shut your whole spell down. Just painful, excruciatingly painful. This guy is there to help you. He's your buddy. He's your buddy. He's there to help you and stop those nasty counterspells from resolving because your thing cannot be countered. It reminds me, in fact, of Last Word, which is another really cool card. I don't think I can dedicate a whole episode to it, but it's pretty much a counterspell that cannot be countered. The card itself says, counter target spell, this spell cannot be countered for 4 mana, which is pretty cool. I mean, you can still stop it. There are cards to stop it, but it basically is a self-protecting counterspell. So Boseiju acts as your protector to all your big instant sorceries that you don't want your opponents to stop. So I would recommend running this more in multiplayer matches because there are more people who can prevent your stuff. And having a land that comes into play tapped is not nearly as painful as it is in a 1v1 where it's slow. It means that you're taking a turn off from your lands, which is rather painful. But it's still an awesome card. Definitely recommend check it out. Multiplayer for certain, 1v1 not really, but I've seen 1v1 decks that do run it, so it's not completely unheard of. Interesting ability, great card. So let me know what you guys think. Comment below and maybe suggest some more ideas for card in the day in the life of an EDH commander. And this is Roxbox90. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.